hey, let's discuss something amazing and super relevant. Nurse retention. Yeah, it's a big deal. And trust me, you'll want to hear all about it. Today, I'm breaking down this concept analysis in a way that's easy to get, even if healthcare isn't your everyday jam. Well, what's the buzz about nurse retention? It's a hot topic in healthcare because nurses are leaving their jobs, and this isn't just a small hiccup. To give you an idea, the World Health Organization says there could be a jaw-dropping shortage of 14.5 million healthcare workers by 2030. And nearly half of that is, you guessed it, nurses. Crazy, right? That's why we really need to get our act together with nurse retention strategies to make sure healthcare systems keep running smoothly. Well, first up, motivation, intention, and individual decision. This part is all about what drives nurses to stay in their roles. Motivation? Yeah, we're talking about the stuff that makes them tick. For some, it's the feel-good vibes of helping people, like a sense of purpose and kind of passion for making a difference. We call this intrinsic motivation. But let's not forget the extrinsic factors, like a solid paycheck, job security, or work-life balance. Amazing, right? But here's the thing. If nurses feel stressed out, undervalued, or like their work-life balance is whacked, all that motivation can disappear real quick. And guess what? Leadership matters a lot. Nurses who work under inspiring and supportive leaders are way more likely to stick around. Feeling seen, heard, and respected? Yeah, that's gold for job satisfaction. What's next? Strategy and intervention. Here's where the magic happens, or doesn't. If healthcare organizations want to keep their nurses, they've got to step up with some serious strategies. Think mentorship programs, cool career advancement opportunities, or even wellness initiatives to beat burnout. And hey, leadership training is a biggie too. Leaders need to know how to uplift their teams. Want some real-world examples? Sure thing. One winning move is shared governance. Basically, nurses get a say in decisions, and it makes them feel respected and included. Nice, right? Another solid play is offering training or leadership opportunities so nurses can grow and feel invested in. These aren't just fluffy ideas. They actually build a culture where nurses want to stay. Then, there's geographic context. This one is kinda wild. Believe it or not, where nurses work makes a big difference. Rural areas, super tough to keep nurses there. They deal with isolation, fewer resources, and less access to professional growth. Solutions? Well, some places offer housing help scholarships or even rural residency programs. Cool, huh? It's about making those areas more attractive and supportive. Oh, and here's a tricky one. International nurse migration. Nurses from developing countries often move to richer places for better pay and opportunities, which leaves their home countries in a tough spot. To keep nurses local, some governments are getting creative with incentives like higher pay, better benefits, or career advancement options. Fourth, attachment to work. Yep, we're getting into the feels. Nurses who feel emotionally attached to their job and workplace are way more likely to stick around. This attachment comes from strong team bonds, a sense of belonging, and knowing that their work really matters. It's like job embeddedness, the feeling of being connected to your work and community. When nurses have this, they don't just think of leaving. Picture this. A nurse who's developed tight bonds with colleagues and patients, who feels like their role truly makes a difference. That kind of connection, it's powerful and hard to break. Especially in rural areas where nurses often have deep ties to the community, making their work even more meaningful. Okay, now that we've got the core attributes down, let's talk antecedents. What needs to be in place for nurse retention to work? First, the healthcare system. This is the big picture stuff. Policies, workforce planning, and regulations can all sway nurse retention. Countries that invest in their healthcare workers, making sure policies are fair and supportive, tend to do better at keeping nurses happy. It's all about balance. Then, healthcare facilities. Where nurses work directly affects their decision to stay or go. Imagine working somewhere with lousy leadership, no resources, and no chance to grow. Too difficult to imagine, but a supportive environment with strong management and career opportunities, that's a game changer. Don't forget health personnel. This one's personal. Stuff like age, family, and career goals really matter. Younger nurses might be more flexible and open to new opportunities, while older nurses may look for stability. Work-life balance, job satisfaction, and professional development are all key players here. Finally, living conditions. Yep, even stuff like housing, safety, and community amenities matter. Nurses are more likely to stay in areas that offer a good quality of life. But if the cost of living is too high or the area isn't great, you can bet that retention rates will drop. Alright, so what happens when nurse retention is successful? Let's look at the consequences. For individual nurses, they're happier, less stressed, and way more productive. Lower absenteeism rates? Check. Reduced burnout? Double check. When nurses feel good, they give better care. Amazing, right? For healthcare organizations, retention saves big bucks. Less money spent on recruiting and training, and patient care gets a boost since experienced nurses know their stuff. Continuity of care, better outcomes, and a more stable, loyal workforce, that's a win-win-win. For the healthcare system, retaining nurses strengthens the whole system. It means more consistent care and a better ability to meet the needs of the population. Countries with strong nurse retention are better equipped to tackle health crises and provide top-notch services. Then, what's the takeaway? Nurse retention isn't just about throwing more money at the problem. It's about creating a place where nurses feel valued, supported, and excited to go to work. We need strategies that look at the bigger picture, but also consider individual needs. With some innovation and care, we can keep nurses where they're needed most. Wow, we covered a lot, right? I hope this breakdown makes the concept of nurse retention a bit clearer and even a little fascinating. This information is based on one of my articles with my colleagues, entitled Concept Analysis of Nurse Retention, published in Nursing and Health Sciences in 2019. Thanks for hanging out and listening to one of healthcare's biggest challenges. Keep thinking big, stay curious, and see you next time. If you find it useful, click the subscribe button, like, and share. Thank you.